Hello, horror geeks. Welcome to another live stream review from citygeek.com, taking a look at 100 Days of Horror, in which myself and members of City Geek watch 100 horror films that we haven't seen in the 100 days leading up to Halloween, giving a little bit of write-up and review. Other people are doing the write-ups on our Facebook group, which you can find by following the link down below that goes to the City of Geek page about this, and you can follow the link to the Facebook group from there. And anyone posting on the Facebook group does get loaded up onto the website. So let us, this is all. Everyone involved is not just the geek people, but our friends, people that we don't know who are posting in there. Thank you for watching and enjoying. We really appreciate it as we move through because this is a review for day 18. We're actually in day about 25 or so. I'm a little behind in posting my reviews. I'm trying to get a couple up over time to catch up to where we're at currently. So anyway, all things short. So this is, as noted, YouTube live. So all the warts and all edition, lighting's off, sounds off, uh, all the pauses and mistakes I make do enter rather than being edited out. But to hopefully go back to the edited version soon, so things that still look a little better. So thank you again for putting up with me as we move through this. So today we were talking about today was day 18's review. We're looking at Asylum from 1972, one of the Amicus Anthology films. I'm watching a lot of anthologies recently. The last two reviews for All Hallows Eve and All Creatures Are Stirring. I was trying to watch a bunch of anthologies I haven't seen leading up to a podcast episode recorded yesterday that's going to be put out tonight, looking at uh, the anthology format and why we like it, the movies that we like, the movies we don't, and why it works for the most part, why it's a horror-centric genre, even though there are none. There are plenty of non-horror films. So that's a whole different thing. You listen to the podcast to get that. This repost tonight to go to iTunes and subscribe so you can get that when it comes out. And unfortunately, I did watch these three before I just moved on to other things. And then I didn't like the first two, but Asylum is freaking brilliant. It's one of the best anthologies I've seen. With a good anthology, as you often get with Amicus films, just Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, you have 4 or 5 really great segments. There's no real weak segment. There's like one that I didn't like as much as the others, because I felt I've seen this in other forms before. But I did ultimately really enjoy each of the segments, with the first being the strongest. Now, this is one of the Amicus, yeah, as I know, it's one of the Amicus anthologies. So you know you get some quality work. You get Peter Cushing's and Charlotte Point, and probably Patrick McGee and a couple other people. So this was made in 1972. It came out between Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. It has the same director as Vault of Horror. I'm gonna look his name up. Roy Ward Barker or Baker. I can't read my own handwriting half the time. But they're written by Robert Bloch, best known as the writer of Psycho, but he's been a short form and short form both in TV and short stories, along with various movies. He's been a really prolific writer, best known for Psycho, but his work behind him is solid. He's got a huge backup. Him and Richard Matheson, a bunch of other people from that same era, they have a lot of great works outside of the stuff they're really known for. Richard Matheson, of course, wrote Tales of for Random Anthologies. He wrote Trilogy of Terror as Karen Black, another one to check out. I've seen it before, so I can't rewatch it for this. But that's an amazing one. Again, talk about overall anthologies. We want to talk about today. We want to talk about Asylum. Um, Asylum as it's fantastic. It's a big, huge who's who of the cast. Peter Cushing, of course. Patrick McGee, who you might know as the man who is crippled by Alex while doing Singing in the Rain in Clockwork Orange, but you see him in all sorts of movies from this era, a lot of Hammer movies, a lot of Amicus movies. Uh, Britt Eklund, and all, best known probably for being Willow in Wicker Man. Uh, Herbert Lom, who I talked about a lot in my Pink Panther Cinema review. Hopefully, remember to put a link there. If not, just look that up and watch all the Pink Panther movies and talk about each of them. As I watched them, he showed up as Dreyfus in most of them, and he's always really enjoyed to watch it. Like the '62 version of Family Opera from Hammer, where he played the Phantom with a really solid performance in a role that got overshadowed by other versions of the Phantom. Um, and that's everyone I mentioned there, but we did have Charlotte Rampling and first of all, I've seen her as a young person. Now, the setup this time, we do have we got to have that good wraparound. It's a young doctor showing up at a very small asylum, having has 4 patients in it, and he's tasked by the doctor, Patrick McGee, of which one of the people upstairs used to be role that he is applying for until he went mad and now think to someone else and is currently here. So he has to go upstairs and hear each of their stories and then determine which one of them is the old doctor. So as an extra level of things, these people believe in the story that they're telling this fantastic story. Of course, they've been put into Asylum before, so you have that unreliable narrator aspect to it. We also have that notion that one of them made the story out of whole cloth and their actual story is something different. So you get the extra level going along with there. But the 4 stories involve the first one has a young woman um, who has an encounter with some body parts because the guy that she is with, he kills his wife, uh, puts her in the cellar, and wraps up her parts separately. Then she shows up at the house, and the parts move on their own and kind of attack her. It's some really cool sequences of that. A lot of fun. Doesn't look cheesy in any way, which it really could have. These body parts moving on their own. Some of them are wrapped up in paper, which makes a really cool visual. It is maybe a little silly when the torso starts moving, but it's still a really well done segment. My favorite of the ones, and it's most original of the ones that we do see. Even though the last one's really cool too. The second has Peter Cushing in it and involves a tailor who's tasked by Cushing to make him this Technicolor suit. For his son, has to be made in certain ways between 12 p.m., 12 midnight and 5 a.m. With the certain materials in very certain ways because he has some ritual he wants to do with it. No, we're not going to spoil what that ritual is, where things go, but it does go a slightly different direction than I expected. Ultimately, still lands in the same place, but Peter Cushing always brings a different level of uh, sophistication to his role here. It's a turn since last time in Tales from the Crypt. He played someone who's going to put upon. Now he's putting upon someone else. Third story has Charlotte Rampling from 45. He might have noted 45 years a couple of years ago, but she's been around for a long time. And she plays a woman who's released from a different asylum, comes home, and her and her brother are fighting over things. And her old friend, played by Brett Eklund, shows up, and things start to go weird from there. This one you can kind of guess where things are going from like the opening sequence. It's like, oh, there's all this, and we still follow that and doesn't break that mold, but it's still really well done. I like seeing Charlotte, I like seeing Brett Eklund, and it has some good sequences. And finally, the last one is ties it back into the overall story and has Herbert Lom as a former doctor, not the same one he's looking for, maybe. I'll spoil who actually is a doctor, but he's claiming to be a different former doctor who's making these little figurines that have these life heads on them, and he said he's going to use these heads to control with his mind to get back at the doctor who's downstairs, who hasn't come up to see him forever because he has a broken back, so he can't come up and he's stuck in a wheelchair. That bleeds into the final, the wraparound. So really a great notion of not just, oh, we got the stories, here's the answer, but it kind of bleeds into that. You think you're going to get this other story, and actually just kind of comes as part of the rest of Prince's own story. And Herbert Lom absolutely kills it. He doesn't have a lot of screen time compared to the other storytellers, but he's Herbert Lom, so he's wonderful, bringing as much as Peter Cushing did in his story. Yeah, I really enjoyed where this went. Even though some of the story, the second and third story was predictable where it was going to go, it was still incredibly enjoyable. I think it might be my favorite of the Amicus I've seen, Tales from the Crypt and Auto Horror, and I think I've seen one of the other ones. I want to see Monster Club. I haven't seen that yet. I'm not sure if it's officially them, but same director as Monster Club directed this. And he also directed Vault of Horror. So, and I've lost connection. I'm going to put recording on. So, all right, and I lost connection there briefly, so I don't know where it stopped. But do like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when I put the other videos. Appreciate you hopefully back with the little meter of the video, so you don't a little less ramblings. Because the video actually has 5 minutes of actual content and 9 minutes of recording. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. And go to 100 Days of Horror on CV Geek and let us know what you're watching. Bye. And subscribe.